What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Today I am going to do a Boxycharm product review for you, or a tutorial, if you will. I don't know what you consider this video, but I've had requests for me to use items that have come in my Boxycharm, so that's what I'm doing today, and I created this look for you guys. So before you guys leave, please subscribe, turn on your post notification. I can't talk. Post notification. Hit that thumbs up button and comment down below. Say hello. I want to hear from you guys, and I want to see if you guys have any other suggestions. So stay tuned for my video. Alright guys, so I'm using the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream. A very little bit goes a long way. So now I'm using the No Problem primer. Not a big fan of it, but I will be using it in this video. If you have oily skin, it's not that great. And now I'm using the ColourPop concealer. I forgot to wet my sponge, so I'm having a little bit more of a difficult time blending this concealer. But it is a very nice, affordable concealer, to say the least. Just don't forget to wet your sponge. That way you can get a flawless blending finish. Now I'm using the Airspun translucent setting powder. I'm not going to bake too long. I just want to set my face and my T-zone areas that usually get the most oily. Alright, so now that I have my full face on, foundation and powder, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the most talked about product that most charmers are, I would say, probably disappointed about. I received the Medium Deep Cover FX palette, and I wouldn't consider myself medium deep skin tone. I did try this on my Boxyluxe unboxing and try on, and as you can tell, these colors are very, very dark for my skin tone. We're gonna go ahead and work with them because this is what I have, and I am going to have to work with what I got. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start off with the finishing powder. I was hoping that it would be a lighter shade so that I can set my foundation with the finishing powder. However, like I mentioned, a lot of us got the medium deep palette and we cannot set our face with it. So we're going to go ahead and start off with that. And I'm just going to use this Bella brush. This is the NG319. I usually use this for highlight, but I decided I wanted to use this for contour today and bronzing. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up a little bit of that powder there because it is very pigmented, as you can tell, and I'm going to dust some of that off, and I'm going to start bronzing with this first. And I did get some requests from a lot of you guys to work with this palette to see how it would look on a lighter skin tone gal, and I didn't have a model I can use, so I'm gonna use it on myself. If you can see, the color is coming on nicely. I would start with just a little bit at a time because, like I said, it's very pigmented, and this is a finishing powder, so it's not too intense. So it is a nice bronzing color. So I'm going to start off with that, and then I'm going to add some of the contour color that a lot of us are a little scared to play with because it is very dark for our skin tone. But as you can tell, this finishing powder, I still think it's a bit too dark, or perhaps a little too orange for my liking, but it is usable. I mean, if you don't want to use this on your face, you can use all these colors on your eyelids. I know it defeats the purpose of having a face palette if you can't use it on your face. But if you don't want it to go to waste completely, since I'm sure we're not going to be, I'm sure they're not going to be replacing these palettes since we got those charm points in our account. So you could put it to good use. Or if you have clients that you work on, you can use it on your deeper skin tone clients. I know I will put this to good use because I have darker skin tone friends and family that I can use this on. So I don't think it looks too bad, actually. I think it looks pretty decent. I'm going to grab another brush and bronze my nose there a little bit. So let's go ahead and put some on. But if you are very fair, I'm not quite sure that you're going to want to use some of these shades because they are very pigmented. But if you go with a very, very light hand, I'm sure that you can manage a look. So don't be discouraged. Play around with your palette and see what you can create, because I know that Boxycharm made a little boo-boo there. But they are trying to make it up with their apologies and the charms that they put in our charm room. Although a lot of you have been saying that there's not a lot of good charms right now, but don't be discouraged. Something will come up and you'll be able to get something that you like. So I went in with that face finishing powder. Now I'm going to go in slightly with that contour. As you can tell, this powder is pretty deep. So I'm going to go very light-handed. Very, very, very little here. It does pick up some product there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. You see how little I picked up and how pigmented that is. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in the hollows of my cheek, right where I place the finishing powder as bronzer. And I'm going to just blend that in. Blend, blend, blend to create that contour. It just deepened up. See, that color just really chiseled out my cheekbones, deepened up that bronzer that I applied initially. So just keep blending. I wouldn't add any more. Maybe if you like a deep contour, then I would, but I would just very, very lightly and start off slow because you don't know how the color will look on your skin tone. So I would start off very, 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 very light-handed and then just continue to blend so that it doesn't look muddy and it doesn't look harsh. And then a tad bit on the forehead. And if you guys can tell, I'm picking up very, 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 very little on the brush because the brush does pick up a hefty amount. If you can see, I barely tapped it, but there's product there. And you want to dust off as much as you can because you don't want a very muddy look. So just make sure that you're blending, blending, and blending. Just like that. It gives you a really nice bronze look. You just have to be willing to play with this palette and not give up and just blend, 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 blend. Just gotta do a lot of blending because these colors are very pigmented. So using the same brush, I'm going to go in with that blush. That blush is very pigmented as well, and it's kind of dark. So I'm going to do the same thing and barely tap it because it does pick up product. And very, very lightly, I'm going to start on the apples of my cheek, working it up to the cheekbones. And then I'll go ahead and build up that color if needed. But I don't know if you can see. It's a very nice color if you use a very, very tiny amount. So just barely tap it. I'm telling you, it picks up quite a bit of product there. So just blend. I'm not a big big time blush girl, but I will add some flush of color there just to give me some rosy cheeks. I think that's sufficient. I don't feel like I need more. I am going to add a little bit of translucent powder to kind of fix these harsh lines there. I'm going to add some on the other side. And the key here is blending. Very, very little, you guys. I know a lot of you have probably been using this palette and probably have been really digging in there. If you can see that, that's a lot of product. So if you've been doing that to your palette, I suggest that first you try just a tad bit, because that is a very hefty amount, and as you can tell, it will translate on the skin. And I've already added way too much. If you can tell that even after doing this, it's still translated that on my skin here. So I'm just grabbing the brush that I dusted off my translucent powder and just kind of blending that all together so that I can get rid of a little bit of that blush, because that was way too much. Like I said, I'm not a big blush girl. So I'm going to grab a little bit of this translucent powder and I'm just going to bake a little bit on the side of the nose. There we go. And then I'll dust that off in just a bit. Now I'm going to add some highlight, and I'm going to be using the brightener, because that is the lightest shade that I can apply on my cheeks. This one here is a bit too dark. I know my hands are really ugly swatched, but it's a beautiful color, but they're too dark for me for highlights. So I'm going to be using the brightener. And I'm going to be using this Bella NG328 brush that I use for highlight. And this picks up a lot of pigment, as you can tell as well. So we're just going to go ahead and add that. And it is very buildable. As you can tell, the first layer was very nice and subtle. And now with the second layer, it is nice and highlighted. So let's do that on this other side here. Very nice. That's the first layer. Wow, that's really pretty. Let's add another layer though. Ooh, icy. Look at that. Wow, that looks wet. That's so pretty. So let me dust this off and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I got the full face on, I honestly don't think it looks bad at all. This highlight, oh my gosh, this highlight is poppin'. Super pretty. And this blush, even though I put a lot the second time around, I think using the brush that I used to dust my translucent powder really helped, you know, diffuse that intensity of the blush. And the contour does not look bad at all. Like, I can totally work with this, and I can totally use this on another makeup day. I think the skin looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. It's not bad. I think it's totally doable. Like, you may not be able to use all the colors on your skin tone if you are very fair, but if you go in with a very, very, very light hand, I'm sure that it is possible to work with this palette. If not, you can definitely work with this palette on your eyes. For instance, you could use this to deepen up the crease on your eyelids, and I might incorporate that in my eyes once I start using this palette on my eyes. So let's go ahead and move on to the Morphe palette. Sorry, it's full of fingerprints. So I got the Morphe palette in Brunch Babe 15B. And I was seeing a lot of complaints about these palettes as well, how, you know, they're basic, or, you know, I've seen a lot of complaints. I didn't have any complaints because I don't even have this palette. I've never had it, so I was pretty pleased with it. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with some colors here. I'm going to go in with one eye on camera and then the other eye off camera. So I'm going to go in with the color Weekend for my transition. And I'm going to go in with this eye here. This color here actually is good for the whole lid, to set the lid if you use concealer as a primer. That's what I do. I don't usually prime my lids, I just use concealer. And then we're gonna go in with the color Rezo. And I'm gonna go in the crease. I'm just gonna do a regular schmegular, I don't know, like a bronzy look, normal, easy look, like an everyday look. I did get some requests to use this palette as well for a look, so here it is. So that is a really nice transition color there. Excuse my ungroomed brows. I really didn't have a chance to groom them before I started the video, so my bad. That is a really, really pretty color as a transition. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this color here. It's called Parfait. Such a pretty color. Let me go in with another brush here. Dust that off because they are pretty pigmented. And I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that into the crease. Very, very pretty. And then I'm gonna go in with the Cover FX palette to deepen up that crease there. So I'm going to be using the contour color with a smaller brush to intensify that crease, but very, very little because it's very, very pigmented. See how it adds that nice dark color there, just to give it some depth. I'm go in with the blending brush and blend that out. See, that is a pretty color. And let's go in with some of vignettes, I think that's what it's called, just to put some on the crease here and blend it out so that we can take care of any harsh lines there or harsh transitions. There we go. I'm gonna add a little bit of Weekend there, just to lighten that up a little bit. And we're gonna throw in some shimmer on there. I'm gonna use whipped cream and bottomless mimosas. I'm gonna use my finger because I didn't grab a flat brush, but the finger works just fine. You can use a synthetic brush to apply this. These shadows feel really, really nice. They feel very buttery, the shimmer shades. Just like that. That is such a pretty color. So pretty. And then I'm going to use some of that whipped cream on the inner corner. Maybe my pinky. Just like that. So pretty. And I'm going to go ahead and smoke the bottom lash just a little bit with this color here. And I'm going to add a little bit of Rezo. This is a very, very, very easy look that anybody can pull off with this palette here. Just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye off camera and I'll be right back. So now I am going to apply the Lily lashes that I received in the Boxyluxe box, and I seen a lot of people complain about these lashes. I'm not quite sure why, but I think they are very, very beautiful, very luxurious, and very wearable. I seen a lot of people complain because they don't wear lashes, but I love wearing falsies, so I absolutely love them. And I am now going to use the Better Than Sex mascara that we received in one of our Boxycharms previously. And this mascara is really, really good. I do highly recommend this mascara for anyone who loves volume and length. So I pretty much have my full face on. I popped on some lashes, as you've seen in the previous clip. And these are Lily lashes in the style Gaia. If I'm not mistaken, that's how my subscribers and viewers helped me with the pronunciation in the comments, so I appreciate that. So now I'm going to go in with another item, iconic London brow cushion that a lot of people were disappointed with because of the shade range that they sent out. They sent out in the color medium, and I believe every charmer got a medium tone. But I am going to go ahead and use it because I absolutely fell in love with this product. I won't be using the brush this time. I did use it initially on the unboxing, but I'm just going to go ahead and use a regular spoolie angled brush. This one's very precise. The bristles are very thin, so I'm hoping that it works just as great as the brush that it comes with. This one it does fold, so it does kind of get annoying when the brush folds on you, but we're going to go in with the light color here. And it's very pigmented and it dries quickly and it's pretty smudge proof. So we're going to go ahead and outline the brow with the light color. Starting with the bottom. I should have done this first so that I can clean any mistakes with concealer, but I'm going to do my best to be as precise as possible because I won't be cleaning this up because I already have my eyes on, my eyeshadow, you know what I mean. So we're gonna go ahead and continue to fill this in with a light color. Now if you have very, very light eyebrow hairs, I'm gonna be honest with you, this product is not gonna work for you. Unless you like to go darker on your brows, then you will definitely get a good use out of this product. But if you don't go dark and if your eyebrows are not dark like mine, then you might want to keep this for your clients if you have clients, or give it away to somebody who can benefit from it. I absolutely love this product. A very little bit goes a long way. I just picked up a little bit of the dark so that I can do the tail of the brow, and then I'm gonna go in with some of that light. I want to tap it. I'm tripping. And then I'm just gonna go upwards here and act like hair strokes there. Fill in the top a little bit there. Just gotta be very careful because I can't clean it. I mean, I can, but I don't want to because the concealer is just gonna get really cakey if I try to clean it with concealer now, since this is the last thing I'm doing is the brows. So now I just want to create a little bit of hair strokes in the beginning of my brow there, and kind of fill this in a little bit. My brows are probably going to be cousins because I think the brows are the most challenging thing for me to get symmetrical. So they might be related. They're not going to be twins. And there you go. It's not a perfect brow. I do need to groom my brows, but it is a very nice product for someone who likes a long-lasting brow that does not smudge or go anywhere. So that is the brow. I know I can work on some of these areas here and fill them in a little bit, but since I'm not using any concealer, we're not going to mess with them too much. So they're not going to be perfect. I can definitely clean this up here with concealer. But we're not going to do that today, okay? Shh, don't tell nobody. That's one brow. I'm going to work on my other brow off camera, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so there are the brows. Like I said, they will be related, maybe cousins, because my brows are never twins. But I did end up having to clean the brows a little bit with my ColourPop concealer because I always screw up one brow. If you can tell, they're not the same. So I cleaned them up a little bit. I did the best I could with my iconic brow cushion, which I absolutely love. And I love this product. I don't know about you guys, but I love it. I'm sorry, I have allergies, so bear with me. If you use a very light hand, you can accomplish a really nice subtle look on the brows. Of course, I have dark hair and I have dark brows, so this color worked just fine for me. I'm gonna go in now with the lips to finish off my lips look. I'm gonna go in with the Hank & Henry and the color Petal Pusher. Most of the stuff that I am using on my face today are products that came in previous Boxycharms, so you may see a lot of these that look familiar to you if you've received these previous boxes, or just drugstore affordable products. I love this color, and this formula is really nice. Sorry you guys, I have allergies galore. I recorded another video as well before this, and I was just sniffling the whole time. Okay, oh, this color is so pretty. So pretty. So that is my final look, you guys. I absolutely love it. I mean, I have no complaints whatsoever. If you've seen my unboxing, my Boxyluxe unboxing, you've seen how excited I was, and I loved every single item. So with that being said, I think my skin looks amazing. This Cosmetics, let me fix this, hold on. It Cosmetics moisturizer really does a number on your skin. My skin looks super flawless. It does not look cakey, it does not look dry. It looks very luminous and very healthy. I absolutely love it. So this is my final look. I hope you guys enjoyed the products that I used. I can't get over this highlight. It's super bomb. You guys take advantage at least of the highlight because it's really nice. So that is all. I hope you guys found this helpful, and if you have any questions, please drop them down in the comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe, turn on your post notification, and hit that thumbs up button. All right guys, I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.